It's the changing face of soccer, as Roger Malone now reports.
You have to have some sympathy for Rovers having to be on the move yet again, this time to this splendid ground here at Ashton Gate, just for the day. Obviously, Rovers' founding fathers back in 1883, they knew a thing or two, naming the club then the Black Arabs, because Rovers indeed have become the nomads of football. Mind you, Bobby Gould's young team tomorrow, they're going to enjoy playing on a good surface here.
This week's glutinous mud cost Rovers another match postponement, and they'll be glad to be earning some cash flow at last tomorrow.
Rovers tomorrow will have the privilege of using the home dressing room, of course. They say the tea's a bit sweeter than in the visitors' one along the road. Rovers, of course, also with happy memories of the last time they played here at Ashton Gate, because they surprised the city, didn't they?
Yes, Gary Smart's spectacular goal was to win the match and our Score of the Month competition in the last few minutes for Rovers on New Year's Day. A 17,000 crowd had seen City dominate, but failed to score in that big one. Tomorrow's match is not all ticket, Rovers ask us to stress tonight. Swindon fans will feel at home with the Robin motif on City's ticket computer product. The two clubs happen to share the same nickname.
Their match.
And what's the feeling about City laying on their match for Rovers?
Well, I don't think we really mind very much. We can help them out, you know. They've had a lot of problems over there, and I think, well, I'm glad I work for City and not Rovers from that point of view, and I just hope that they can get over these problems and wish them luck and hope that tomorrow's a good game for them, because we would like them to beat Swindon, obviously.
Well, as the visitors Swindon come out to play Rovers tomorrow, they'll be giving Rovers every respect. Rovers may be in the bottom four in the table, but Swindon will remember how Rovers surprised them at the county ground last November.
Yes, that was when Trevor Morgan's two goals for Rovers were to shock Swindon on their own ground last November. Rovers can't have the big lad Morgan in action tomorrow, of course, because he's gone back to Bristol City. And Morgan will be in their attack at Mansfield tomorrow, and no doubt City fans would like him to be showing that sort of shooting form. Swindon were to get a goal back, though, in November against Rovers through Jimmy Gilligan, and Swindon arrived tomorrow at Ashton Gate full of form and proudly up there in second place in that table.
So on this unusual day, then, how do they split the ground up for the respective rival fans? Well, Rovers fans, they'll have the grandstand and they'll have the covered end. Swindon supporters, they'll have the dolman stand and they'll have the open end. And any neutrals coming along to see what should be a good game, well, they'll just have to decide which of the two camps they join.
Interesting game, and Bristol Rovers chairman Dennis Dunford has appealed to us tonight to put out a request to all Bristol Rovers supporters to go along to Ashton Gate tomorrow, because they want to make sure that Rovers have the home advantage in voice and crowd. Well, last night on HTV...
A 2-0 lead, which certainly shocked Swindon. The 8,000 crowd looked about evenly split between Swindon's travelling supporters and Rovers supporters, and afterwards the police said they were pleased at the behaviour of the two camps, though not with one or two infiltrators from a third camp. But this little chap, number 7 for Rovers, he infiltrated Swindon to set up the first goal. Digby can't hold it. Penrice says thank you very much indeed. So the shot lead for the side down near the bottom of the table against the promotion chasing one. And how about this? It's going to be 2-0 for Rovers now, as Turner gets his first goal since joining the club. Now, the factor here was the wind. It was blowing down the ground in Rovers' favour. Now, they really needed to add to that lead because Steve White had got a goal back for Swindon. That's 2-1, and Rovers really needed to make it 3-1 if they could, or 4-1, because when Swindon were to have that wind in the second half, they were obviously going to make use of it. Mind you, in the second half, it was Coyne who knocks in a very, very good little ball here now. Doesn't shoot, uses his loaf, knocks it far post. There's Quinn. That's 2 goals all. Now, Swindon must have thought they had it sewn up now, but what do you know? Rovers were to take the lead again. There's Purnell wriggling through. Hockaday perhaps a little unlucky to have a penalty given against him. Purnell's delighted, kept his nerve. I saw 1 or 2 bits of rubbish thrown at him to try and put him off before that kick, but he knocked it home and Rovers are ahead again. But that wind and Swindon's extra ability was to show. The points were vital for both clubs, and it's Bamba now going to show his opportunism, the sort of goals which Swindon have been knocking in regularly, which is why they're second in the table. That's 3-all. And soon Quinn was to get his second goal and give Swindon the win. 4-3. So they'd gone out of jail after all. But how worried had they been when they were 2 goals down early in the half, it was the first question I put to the former Bristol Rovers, Steve White.
Very worried. We didn't start very well, and Rovers played particularly well the first half, and we found ourselves 2 goals down very quickly, and we didn't really get going the first half at all.
And the last word for the Rovers, you think they'll make it?
I say they will make it, yes. I still think they've got enough games to get out of it. They've got quite a few games left to play at home over York. I know they've got them in succession in a few number